in my feelings, like I'm looking at the full moon right now. We're coming up on full moon in Pisces. I think it should be direct tomorrow, the 27th. Don't quote me, but that's the next full moon Pisces. And that is about being permeable, like emotions flowing. For me personally, I'm allowing myself, I'm giving myself permission to feel everything that I feel. And erasing the shame for some of those emotions. Like for me personally, my full moon in Pisces will take place in my 8th house, which is traditionally ruled by Scorpio. So a lot of the emotions that I'm dealing with are the ones that, especially for women, especially for Black women, jealousy, rage, anger, being sad, grieving, there's like a level of shame that comes with that. Like, why are you so mad? Calm down. Smile, be happy. Being jealous, like these human emotions, they're human, while at the same time I understand you don't want to let your emotions control you because there are consequences to actions that you take. But at the same time, I think there's a healthy side of feeling and allowing that to pass through. And that's what I'm learning. And I learn it, I want to say by doing, but it's really by just sitting and allowing myself. And I'm being mindful of where I'm putting myself, because I get into these seasons because I'm a Cancer moon in the 12th house, so I do very well by myself. That's where I have all my epiphany moments. I'm just that person. Like I do what I do. I create alone, and then I go out and I share, and we can add on to it and things like that. But right now specifically, it's like I don't really want to be in every room. I'm not taking every invitation, I'm not just talking to everybody, I'm very mindful of the spaces that I'm in and how I feel. And also going over, I have a little bit of Pisces in my 7th house of relationships, connections. How do I feel in connections with certain people? Because sometimes we can stay on the surface of things and not pay attention to what's going on underneath the surface. I've realized a lot of people, they move through life and I just look at them sometimes and I feel bad for them. I'm like, you don't see that? You don't see that person doesn't like you? you don't see that person is an op? You don't see like you ever seen people get into relationships with people and it's like you can tell their partner is abusive, or, people who get taken advantage of very easily, exploited, scammed, and it's like you could see it a mile away, but it's like, why didn't you see it? And I think a part of that is being conditioned to not pay attention to your intuition, to not honor your own feelings. Rage, sacred rage, like anger is necessary. Life or death, you need to tell them, get away from me. Like, get away from me. Like, it won't really serve you to sit there and smile at a predator that's like, you get what I'm trying to say? It's like some people are conditioned from childhood. Like, Keep Sweet. I think there's a movie or documentary on Netflix. It's called Keep Sweet. And it's about a cult. And, the girls, they were taught, conditioned, just smile, be happy, do what your husband says, don't get mad, while being abused, they're being taught to don't put up no fight. And it's like, nah, if I got to, I got to know how to protect myself, jealousy is shamed. Yes, I'm going to be jealous if you're my man and you was cheating on me. I'm not crazy for that. Like, what do you mean? I'm going to be jealous if you're not reciprocating with me, but you're over there doing it with that person, And I think when it comes to Scorpio, the significance of that in my 8th house is control. Pluto, Scorpio, connected to Scorpio, control, right? I think there's a level of self-control, self-discipline, because it's like, okay, I can't control another person and what they do. I don't think control is a bad thing necessarily all the time, but I can have self-control. You know, it's like, okay, I feel this thing. What information is this giving me? If I act on this thing, can I think what will be the consequence of this action? Am I okay with the consequence of that action? You know, so letting my emotions be information as opposed to just like leading me, if that makes sense. You know, like, okay, so something over here, I feel really angry, I'm mad. Instead of stuffing it down, when you stuff it down, it's going to come out later. Unconsciously, let me be conscious about it. I'm mad as hell. Okay, so maybe I want to separate myself for a little bit from this before it, you know, and go unpack what's going on under the surface for yourself. You know, that self-control of being mindful of yourself, because I've been doing really great, you know. A lot of things piss me off. I've been jealous. I've experienced all these emotions. I've been ashamed, all this stuff. But it's like I'm not projecting it on anyone else because I'm conscious of it. And it's like, oh, okay, this is inside of me, you know. And if it is being triggered by another person, it's like, is this something that we can sit down and talk about, you know, or is this my responsibility? Emotional responsibility, definitely. Full moon of Pisces. Sometimes I got to talk to kind of get to the point. But emotional responsibility, what is your responsibility and what is not, you know? That goes both ways. Sometimes it's like you're feeling a type of way, but is that person truly the cause of it, or you're just putting it on them so you don't have to look inside and do your own work, which is painful, which is, you know, it feels shameful for some of us, but know that you're human, you know? Humans get angry, humans get jealous. Humans feel ashamed. Humans are sad. Humans grieve. We all these things. We're not always happy. We're not always, you know, so it's very hard for me to be around people, especially right now, who want me to stay on the surface. Like, oh, you're not smiling. You're not, you know, what's wrong with Princess? Like, I need to feel what I feel. So if that means I need to be alone for a second so I can do that, but then that's information too. Like, oh, I couldn't be human around that person. Not saying that when you're around that person, they should tolerate you taking anything out on them. I'm not saying that at all, but can they have compassion for, oh, this person, maybe they're grieving, or, you know, they're a little heavy right now, and they don't judge you. You know, it's like, is this a safe space? And I'm being conscious and cognitive of that. Like, the spaces I try to put myself in and fit where I don't fit is more so I fit because I was masking, or I pretended I wasn't feeling or experiencing what I was experiencing. And I was welcome as long as it's that way, you know. But it's like, I'm a heavy soul. I am, and it's not a problem. That's my experience. Yeah, interesting.